In this video, I'm going to cover how to write headlines that attract qualified buyers. And this will be helpful for you if you're a business owner or a marketer, if you struggle with writing copy or struggle with writing headlines, or you feel unsure of yourself when you're writing headlines. Because copywriting is a skill that takes time to develop. And really the best way to get good at writing headlines and get good at copywriting in general is to just do a lot of it and spend a lot of time writing copy for different things. So this should give you some clarity though, and a good framework to work from so that you can do it quickly and repeatably. So the first thing I always do is I define what we're talking about. So we want to define what is the purpose of the headline, because if you're going to write headlines, you want to understand the fundamentals behind why headlines exist, right? So the purpose of the headline is to identify with your ideal customer, to separate who should be reading your headline, who should not read your headline, or who should consume the rest of the page or the rest of the ad, versus who should read the headline and kind of discard it and move on. Because you only want people who are ideal customers actually reading the headline and proceeding, right? Because it's meant for them. Next is the headline is meant to give context to the viewer on what they are about to read, watch, and or do, right? So if your headline is at the top of a landing page, and you have a video on the landing page to describe something, right? Or let's say you have an opt-in page with a headline on the opt-in page saying, opt in to watch our free training, right? In that case, you're giving context to the viewer on what they're about to watch. You're giving context to them on what they're about to give you their email in exchange to watch your VSL, right? A few other things. You're spiking the prospect's feelings of desire/pain that's related to your offer. And the last thing, in some cases, you're using your headline to create curiosity, and I'll explain a little bit more of that in a few minutes. But that's the purpose of the headline. All right. Now, there's this framework that you want to use when you don't know where to start, and this headline will do the job no matter what you're selling, or no matter who you're selling to. Okay, so when in doubt, use this framework, and the framework is this. Okay, how niche result in time frame using mechanism. Okay, and whenever there's you want to insert these, right? So how so and so gets X result in less than X amount of months or X amount of days using the blah 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 method, or using this specific process to get the result, right? So this is the framework that you can use when in doubt, right? If you don't know where to start, this will work for you pretty much in any industry selling anything, okay? Now let's define what these inputs are here, right? So how niche, right? So niche is who your ideal customer is. So if you're selling to people that want to start a Shopify store, right? You use, let's say, people that own a Shopify store, right? You say your niche is Shopify store owners, right? If you're selling to busy moms, your niche is busy moms. Okay, if you're selling to aspiring real estate investors, that's your niche. Aspiring real estate investors, or new or beginner real estate investors, that's your niche. So that's what you would input into this niche input. Okay, your result is exactly what it means, it's self-explanatory. Your result is your result, right? So if your offer is meant to help people lose 30 pounds, then that's the result. Okay, if your offer is meant to help people increase their bottom line by 20%, then that's your result. All right. Time frame. The time frame is how long you claim your customers can achieve the result within. Okay, so I'll go back to Shopify store owners and the bottom line example for the result. So how Shopify store owners increase their bottom line by 20% in less than 6 months. Okay, less than 6 months is the time frame, or within 6 months, or in just 6 months. Okay, the mechanism is whatever the system is or the action that's being taken to get the result, right? So if you're helping those Shopify store owners get increase their bottom line by 20% in less than 6 months, then how are you doing it, right? How you're doing it is the mechanism, right? So if you're doing it by implementing email marketing, then that's your mechanism. Okay, so we'll put that together right here. Okay, we'll use that example. Okay, how we'll use e-commerce store owners. How e-commerce store owners are increasing their bottom line by 20% in just 6 months using automated email marketing. Okay, so this is how you would use that framework for this headline. This is a good example of a headline that you would put on a landing page. Okay, so we'll put this in italics. This is the niche right here. Where's my underline? Boom. Niche, increasing their bottom line, increasing bottom line by 20%. That is the result. Just 6 months is the timeline, and automated email marketing is, I just came up with that, but that name, but that's your mechanism. Okay, so that's how you would, that's an example of how you can write a headline that's pretty good in less than 2 minutes. Okay, so when in doubt, use this framework. It'll work for any industry and any type of offer. Okay, so an example of a headline, I just gave you an example of a headline, but another example is this. If you're selling to busy moms, I mentioned busy moms as the niche earlier. Busy moms, if you're selling them, a program on losing fat, okay? This is an example of a good headline that uses the same framework, all right? How busy moms are losing 30 pounds of fat in 30 days using the Flex protocol. I don't know what the Flex protocol is. I just pulled it out of my butt for the sake of this. And the Flex protocol could be turned into whatever your process is, right? It could be the Slim Mom method, or whatever your method is that you call it, right? The whole point of the mechanism on the end is to create some curiosity onto, oh, this person's different than everyone else that's claiming that they can help busy moms lose 30 pounds of fat in 30 days. Okay, so that's what you want to. You can even create some special, like, made up name for your mechanism. It just needs to kind of make sense, right? But it's there to create curiosity on how you're going to help them achieve this result in this time frame. Okay, so how busy moms are losing 30 pounds of fat in 30 days using the Flex protocol. Okay, basically the way the headline should work is it should call out the niche, make a big claim, right? So you're basically claiming that we can help you lose 30 pounds of fat in 30 days, right? And this desired result and the time frame should make the person that's reading it go, what? That's bullshit. I don't believe that, right? And then since it's almost a little bit, the claim is so strong, you want to, number one, obviously be able to deliver that result in that time frame. But basically, you want to then make them read on to whatever the text is following the headline for you to prove that it is real and that it isn't just like a clickbait headline, okay? So that's kind of the framework, okay? you're gonna call it the niche, claim the desired result in a certain time frame using mechanism. Okay. Now, headline framework. So I just told you phase 4. Okay, but the way you want to think about headlines is based on what's called market sophistication. And so the reason I said when in doubt, use this framework is because it'll work no matter what the market sophistication is. So when I say market sophistication, what I mean is how many times your potential buyers have been pitched a similar offer that you have, right? So for example, people who are busy moms that want to lose a lot of fat and they want to lose weight, they've been pitched several, they've been, I'm sure, pitched so many different weight loss programs, freaking, at home workout CDs, different workout offers that people have, that companies offer. And so that's why this would work well. It's because the market's very sophisticated and they need some bait. They need to be curious about some new mechanism, some new process that they can use to get the result, right? Because there's a bunch of companies pitching, hey, we help busy moms lose 30 pounds of fat in 30 days, right? There's a lot of companies that can say that, right? But if you have a specific mechanism to help them do that, then it creates curiosity. Oh, maybe this company's different. They have something special that will work for me. Okay. But regardless, let's say it's year 1654 and not one company exists yet to teach people how to lose fat. The headline, if you're the first company to market this solution, you could literally just say how to lose 15 pounds, right? And let's say a bunch of other companies come into the market and start pitching that and claiming, hey, here's how to lose 15 pounds. That's when you need to juice up your headline a little bit and say something like this: how to lose 30 pounds fast, right? The claim is a little bit better. The promise that you're making to the potential buyer is a little bit better, right? How to lose 15 pounds versus how to lose 30 pounds fast, okay? Then once every company and their mother is pitching their potential buyer, is pitching the market how to lose 30 pounds fast, you then need to iterate again and improve your headline again by adding that a specific timeline, right? You're adding that timeline element in at this point, right? How to lose 30 pounds in the next 30 days, okay? Now, obviously, like I said, a bunch of companies are making that claim. So that's when you go to phase 4 and you include the mechanism, okay? How to lose 30 pounds in 30 days using the flex protocol, right? Obviously, I didn't include the niche, right, busy moms, into these examples. However, I just wanted to illustrate how you would progress these headlines based on the market sophistication. Again, market sophistication, the easiest way to understand market sophistication is how many times the market has been pitched a similar offer that solves the same problem, right? Another example would be if you sell a course on how to wholesale real estate, it's like there's a bunch of people in that space selling programs on how to wholesale real estate. So you need to have a specific mechanism and you need to have a strong claim on, hey, I can help you. How to start how to build a 6-figure wholesaling business in less than 6 months using the blah 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 process or whatever that mechanism is called that you use, right? That's how you use a phase 4 headline in the example of a wholesaling course, okay? Last thing I wanted to cover is different use cases for headlines. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because once you have your base headline, I'll use this example, okay? Once you have your base headline, right, your how-to headline, you can then morph it you can use it in different ways based on the context, based on the way you're using it, based on the use case, right? So one use case is on your website homepage. Okay. So on the website homepage, you don't want to say, you could use this, but for example, you wouldn't want to use how to build you wouldn't necessarily want to use how to build a 6-figure wholesaling business, blah, 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 right? Because that's something that you would ideally want to put on a opt-in page, right? That's like the headline that you would use for a video sales letter or a webinar, right? I'll go back to the busy moms example, but if we were to use it on a website homepage, we'd want to use it like this: we help busy moms lose 30 pounds of fat in 30 days using the Flex protocol. Okay, that's how you would want to use it on a website homepage, for example, right? Because you're establishing this is our company. Okay, if you're putting a headline on an opt-in page for a VSL or a webinar, let's say you have a landing page and you want someone to opt in to watch, your free training, for example, you want to do this one, right? How busy moms are losing 30 pounds of fat in 30 days using the Flex protocol, right? Because you're giving them the idea that, oh, I'm going to learn this on this free training. Or you could even do this: discover how busy moms blah 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 blah, right? Because you're showing them that, hey, you're gonna learn this if you watch this video. If you're just driving people straight to a sales page, or let's say you're using a call funnel to sell a high ticket program and you're sending people, you're not having them opt into anything, you want to use a headline something like this, right? For busy moms, or you can say, attention busy moms, lose 30 pounds of fat in 30 days using the Flex protocol. Okay, because you're having them go straight to a call to action, right? Maybe you're selling a $37 program, or you're having them book an appointment with your sales team. Okay, you're not gonna say how to blah 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 blah, because you're not having them opt in to watch anything, right? You're just making the claim. And then another example is on a Facebook ad. And the reason I use this example is because if you're writing a headline for a Facebook ad, you need to shorten it up a little bit and make it more punchy, because you can't have too many characters, you can't be too long story short. So an example of how I would crunch it down a little bit is busy moms losing 30 pounds in 30 days with Flex protocol, right? And that really gives you it establishes who the niche is that you're targeting. It gets all 4 elements into a pretty short headline, and it's pretty efficient, right? Again, the reason on the Facebook ad is because you want to keep it short so it fits and so it doesn't get cut off on your Facebook ad. So, this is how to write headlines that attract qualified buyers. And again, the reason this attracts qualified buyers is because you are calling out the niche. It's always helpful to call out the niche in your headline, because if you don't, then you kind of screwed, because then anyone who wants to, you're going to attract dudes that want to lose 30 pounds, you're not going to attract the people that you want to attract. So I hope this was helpful, and I'll link the document that you're looking at, the PDF. I'll link it in the description of this YouTube video. And talk to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.